All right, man.
All right, buddy.
Good morning. Welcome to What's New with Mike and Jeff, your Saturday morning hobby hangout coming to you live via the interwebs. I'm your host, Mike, and with me is Jeff.
Hey.
Hey.
How are we?
We're a little late because Jeff and I got really engaged in some conversations and having a good old time trying to solve all the world's problems, and we lost track of time. But so far we have Tim, Adam, and Joe joining us. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Jeff is busily pressing buttons on his phone,
I am choking. I'm trying to share this to our other pages. So
he is doing the button pressing that we now do in America. So I'm going to go to college to get a degree in button pressing because
we both need it, because you and I, the best part was you and I are sitting there talking. You realize we're beyond our launch time, and then you waited for me to launch the show.
The only reason I knew we were beyond our launch time is I was getting all the warning messages from StreamYard saying, "Hey, if you don't go live, we're deleting your show." I'm like, "Oh, I guess I should start pressing buttons."
I should press buttons, and then you thought it was Wednesday night.
Exactly. So today is going to be dubbed New Cutting Mat Saturday.
Ooh, you got new cutting mat.
Mike got a new cutting mat. Jeff got a new cutting mat. Good morning, David. How are you, buddy? So we now have new cutting mats because my last cutting mat got all warped out of shape. And I had to get a new one.
What was the matter?
You froze for a second. So I was like, just for like a brief second, I was like, because you had a puzzled look on your face when you froze.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to be all riveted. I was like, ooh.
Oh, I get to cut mat. Ooh, no, don't cut mat. No, cutting mat.
It's your choice, Joe, if you want to do that, but we don't recommend it.
I would strongly urge you not to cut Matt. Just, I don't think Matt could handle it. So how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm doing well.
Anything exciting go on? We got rain, so like lots of rain and surprise. So like my yards are my ground is all wet, which is fun. My pool is full because all the rain collected in my pool, but it's dirty as all heck. Rainwater is good for the pool.
Yeah, but it has dirt in it.
Yeah, I got chemicals for that.
There you go. That'll work.
I'll take that natural water and put chemicals in it.
I'm doing well. I got a new T-shirt.
I saw that. I'm excited. 13. Yes,
Yep.
Kind of like a miniature you're painting.
A little bit, and then I got a new toy.
Ooh, Forge World.
My yearly birthday present to myself.
The Forge World Black Box is the equivalent of the either Victoria's Secrets or Tiffany's box for females. Like for us, that's our jewelry box. Like we know the Forge World Black Box. Gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Some of the best boxes on the market.
I actually had a thought for when I opened this on the show. I was going to try to mount some LEDs in it. when I did this and slowly open the box, it would start to glow.
Do the whole Pulp Fiction thing.
Yeah.
Did they ever reveal what was in the briefcase?
The running theory is it was actually his soul.
Oh, who's the
Ben Rames character whose name is eluding me right now.
yeah? So it was his soul inside there.
Something Wallace. It was
Yeah.
his soul. Yeah, it was supposed to be his soul. Is what the running theory is. But this is Lionel Johnson.
That is your soul.
No, I've already got mine.
Oh, okay.
But this is Lionel Johnson.
And you just love to collect and paint the Primarchs.
Well, I at this point I've got them all. And what I noticed was I was just kind of one evening.
Marcellus Wallace. We should have just asked Joe Marcellus.
There you go. He's got a mind like a steel trap.
Or he's got Google Foo.
Either one.
Either one.
I was just doing some surfing, stopped by the Forge World site, just see what's going on, and because a lot of their stuff is out of stock.
Right.
But I noticed when I was going through the Forge World Horus Heresy character series, a lot of them are out of stock. But there are like 6 or 7, maybe more. I think it's only 6 or 7 that are listed as out of production, no longer available.
Just gone.
Just gone. And the only one I hadn't got thus far, because I have to replace my Mortorium because somewhere in my moves I lost his scythe, which would just make the model useless.
Ooh, that sucks.
So I got to wait for him. Hopefully, he's not listed as out of production. He's just out of stock. As soon as he's come back in stock, I got to rebuy him to get that weapon. But I was afraid that if I didn't get Lionel quickly, I wouldn't be able to. Because I've gone through the paces of getting them all.
Right.
I don't want to end up like I did with my hardback books. Right now, and now I can't get the 2 I'm missing. So I saved up my money, and I was able to get him this week, or about 10 days ago. I was able to place the order for him. So.
And nothing will destroy a collector's heart more than when they can't get something to complete their collection.
I've got all 18 prime, or all, but I think now I'm missing one with the Jagatai Khan, the White Scars Primarch, which they haven't even announced yet.
Right. So it doesn't exist. So it's not that you're missing it; it doesn't exist yet. As soon as it exists,
but if they don't make him to complete the set, I will be very disappointed.
Yes, that would. But again, that's a different type of disappointment. That is, they chose not to make him or make that model, where they made those books and you had a chance to buy those books because I was with you. We both had a chance to buy those books. And we're like, no, we'll get it later when we're not, so we don't have to take it back. I
didn't want to spend my show cash.
Yes.
Buying books, and I regret that decision more than you know. So.
And in the Horus Heresy books they're not GW Codex quality. These are like leather bound.
They're nice. Metal
cornered, gold leafing. Like they're a collector. They're just nice books. They're even if you can hate 40K, these books just look nice on your shelf.
Well, they've got a lot of really cool pre heresy background stuff, and they're just really. I mean, if you like the fluff like me, it's really, really good.
Plus all the color plates.
Yeah. But they're cool. I can buy them on eBay for between $300 and $600 depending on who's selling it.
Yeah, and
they're not worth that much to me.
Yeah, they were $75 new when you could buy them.
Right. So so there you go. What you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? So
it's tough being a collector of things.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Unfortunately, so that's why I'm collecting rocks.
Rocks.
It's just easier. I just go out to the yard and pick up.
They are readily available, but each one is unique.
I know. That's why I just go out to the yard and I just pick up a new rock and go, there you go.
And if you really want to, you get a hammer, you smash a rock, and you now have multiple
rocks. And dust. And dirt. And crud. So anywho, pictures?
We do have pictures.
All right, let's do some picturama.
I've got a very interesting picture to share today too.
Wonder what that is.
We will find out.
We will find out together, ladies and gentlemen.
Dun, dun, dun.
Joe cranking out his stuff for his game. Oh, is that the new code word for Hot Wheels?
No, it's not. And David, can we get together tomorrow just to chat about some things, and we'll go from there. So let me know. But yeah, this is Joe, This is, I believe, I'm just going to say peasant.
Could be. I don't know what's in his hands. I couldn't. There you go. Is that a stick?
Yeah, it looks like it's a stick or something. He's getting ready to
peasant newspaper boy
to wallop on somebody. Just
wallop. Yeah, could be a merchant because that could be a satchel with his goods.
Could be.
We'll go with that. He could be a scribe. We'll go scribe, and he's going to pull out his pencil. Morning, Raymond.
Morning, Raymond. And then we get
better.
Joe calls him an urchin.
Urchin. Okay, that worked. Gazgul Thraka.
We got some more good picks of good old Gazgul.
Yeah, Dave or Steve went home and gave us some better pictures because we harassed him horrendously about not having good pictures.
Yes.
Or just not that they weren't good pictures. He only shared one picture with us.
We didn't have multiple pictures.
Yes.
Of
good rust effect on his metal. Not super rusty, just a little bit of tinge of a brownish color throughout.
Not a real good color choice. I like the armor color choice. All of that.
That metallic blue just looks nice.
I love the glow effect in here.
Yep.
That's really nice.
Very nice.
And then this little thing.
Yeah, the Orc Army, the Grots have some, I think that's the Super Zap gun. Just some cool weaponry. That was a spammy thing that people were doing for a while, putting like 6 of those in their armies during 8th edition ages.
Right.
But good edge highlighting on the yellow, which is always a fun challenge.
It looks good. It looks really, really good. And then more of his undead orc grot things.
Well, he's trying to add a little bit more color to the models and highlighting them a little bit. I saw the army yesterday at the shop. It looks good in person. Obviously, pictures are always different than in person, but the one on the right is probably the one he's going to go with, where he's just added a little bit of a brighter tone onto the weapons and painted the eyes red.
Yeah.
But it's helping just add a little bit more character to the models than just everything being the same color green.
You can. What I'm liking is you can tell the airbrushes on the paint hand. Look at that paint buildup.
Look at that buildup. I wonder if the one on the left is his main. Like this is the one I start with. And then the one on the right is okay. Now this is where I'm going to do some light detail work so it doesn't build up as much paint. So the good thing. Oh,
and then Tim's game.
Yeah, Tim and I played Fistful of Ledge yesterday. Yeah, so I guess Joe advised him about the weapon changing. Yeah, so the colors just don't all run together and blend. So yeah, Fistful of Lead's a unique game system where the author kind of has like core rules for everything, and then he has supplements for each one. This is a great convention game, which you know how much I love convention games.
Yes.
Where the game is really simple stats, simple everything, but it's very thematic. In the way it plays, because it's anytime something's based on cards or dice, things go wrong, and this game kind of emphasizes when things go wrong. Things go really wrong. In this game, I was losing. Like all my dudes were down. I was losing the game, and then all of a sudden it turned around and I won.
There you go.
It was a fun convention game, and it's just a neat system.
Yeah, no, it's really good, and it looks nice on the table.
Yeah, well, look at the surface is just floor tiles.
Yeah, no, it's perfect.
Yeah, so good use of floor tiles. There's this movie crew. I love that.
And then this thing.
Yes, I was checking line of sight.
I can see that.
Look at my eyes. I'm all squinty because I'm old and everything's blurry.
You're wearing a ball cap, which I've never seen you wear before.
That's a flat cap. It's my new thing.
You have a flat cap now?
I have a flat cap.
Look at you.
Yeah. And then more of his characters.
Now, this game, though, did remind me of an old movie I used to really, really enjoy that I just found on streaming.
What's that?
It's a really good movie. I highly recommend it. It's streaming on a lot of the main channels now. And it's Attack of the 50-Foot Mustache. It's a fantastic film. I highly recommend it. It's about a small western town, and it's this giant mustache comes in, and
don't hate. Don't hate.
I'm not hating. I'm making people smile.
Yes. So Joe thinks I look like an old man. Thank you very much, Joe. Love you too.
I saw this pic, and I'm like, what can I do with this? I have to poke the bear in some way, shape, or form. And then I went, and what prompted it was back here. If you look right there, up here in the corner, there's a cat. Something is up there.
That's a cat.
It's a preview to the attack of the 50-foot mustache coming to kill this town.
When we were playing, one of Tim's cats jumped up on the table, and I was like, perfect. It's Cowboys, because remember the Cowboys versus Aliens show?
Yep.
It was Cowboys versus Giant Cat show. And we were kind of like,
the first title to this movie was Cowboys versus the 50-foot mustache. But I went with this one instead. So,
and believe it or not, that photo was, I photobombed it. Tim was just taking the photos, and while he was taking photos, I'm like, well, I'm gonna check line of sight, and I just kind of dropped down as he was taking the photo at the same time.
Right.
It was just happenstance.
And little did you know that it was also the movie poster for a streaming movie called Attack of the 50-Foot Mustache. This will be airing in a matinee with Sharknado.
I can't wait for the double feature because you know how much I love Sharknado.
You do, and you've actually your excitement about Sharknado has actually caused me to rethink I will not watch those movies.
Just watch the first one.
I'm actually planning on doing that this afternoon. So.
Okay, so just do me a favor. Watch the first one. So speaking of the mustache.
Yes.
I was at the shop yesterday, and Will and Cody gave me a ration of crap because they said, "Hey, have you watched Reno 911?" I'm like, when it first came out a long time ago, why? You look like, and they pulled up the guy with the little shorts and the shirt and because Will has this weird obsession that I need to be wearing aviator glasses. Like every time he sees me, it's like,
it would add to the motif.
He's like, you need aviator glasses, and I'm like, I'm not a like, I wear my sunglasses, but I wear them specifically to stay out of the sun. I don't wear them around like a casual person.
It's not a look thing. It's a function thing.
Officer Dangle. Yes. So, but talking a little bit about Legend or Fistful of Lead, it's a neat little game system, skirmish system where you're only playing with 5 or 6 models. So like Tim and myself, and probably even yourself, it gives you an opportunity to use a variety of your different models that you have in your collection, and you can, and because the core of the rules are the same.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like if you go to the sci-fi version or the horror version or muskets and tomahawk type versions, all the different versions of the rules, you understand how the game plays. You're just adding a few different characteristics or stats or certain things to the game, just so that you can play. So I like that one rule book kind of rules them all, and you're just adding and subtracting things from gameplay.
Right.
And speaking of rules, David posted something on our Discord about a magazine called Blaster.
Yeah, I remember when I was doing the pictures last night, I saw something about that.
Yeah, what Blaster is, it's kind of a neat magazine. It is a collection of different authors from independent games.
Right.
Like the author Mike Hutchinson from Gaslands, Ash Barker from Guerrilla Miniatures, and Sean McGalba, whatever, from Frostgrave, and things like that. So what they do is they write different articles and add more to their game systems, and then it's put out into a publication, but it's not like every quarter. It's just whenever they have enough. The most recent edition I'm going to be picking it up because it adds a legacy campaign system to Gaslands.
Oh, wow.
And then there's a whole set of rules in there for a game called Sludge.
Right.
Which is a fantasy era meets black powder era. So it's kind of like this weird fantasy horror type modern game mechanic where the guy must have just had a bunch of random miniatures and like, what can I do with all this stuff? And it's for kit bashers, though. It's for like taking your fantasy miniatures and giving them muskets
Well, that'd be fun.
Yeah, it's just something different, but it's in the rule book. So, but the magazine, if you want the hard copy of the magazine, it's like $35.
Right.
If you want the PDF, it's like $20, and it's all through DriveThru RPG. So, just a little conversation because David posted that up, and just want people to understand what that magazine is. And Blaster's just a cool little magazine if you're into all of these weird different games from these authors.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So, anywho,
Absolutely.
good morning, Jonathan. You ready to start painting, buddy?
Whenever you are, pal.
All right, I'm gonna kidnap you.
Yay!
Because my sun is coming in from the east and blinding me out. And welcome to New Mat Saturday. Look at that mat.
Look at that. Nice.
Now, my mat's different, and I hope this doesn't bug you too much. This is the center of my mat, but these cut lines are offset by 1 inch.
No, I think they're all that way, though. Mats are just like that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but hopefully it doesn't bug you too much.
No, I'll be all right.
You sure?
The grid pattern matches the frame. That's all that matters.
Oh, it's a little off. It's pretty close. All right. As Robin Williams once said, oh my God, it's early. Yes.
Well,
so I'm going to take full screen real fast, okay?
Go right ahead, buddy.
Because I don't know where you're at with your stuff. Here is where I'm at with my Orc Chariot. So I got them on my base and we did the texturing last week. So did you like those orcs? Joe, I don't know if you read our comments on those orcs you put on Discord.
You should read mine, Joe.
Yes, I think you spent somebody else's money, not mine.
Yeah, you did. You didn't spend Mike's money. You spent mine.
Because you love Ghost Rider. Isn't Ghost Rider like
Ghost Rider is one of my favorite Marvel characters, and so yeah, when I saw that, I'm like, I gotta have this.
That is the orc version of Ghost Rider.
Yes.
So this is where I'm at right now with it. So right now I'm just going to finish up detail work and get some things taken care of. One thing I did notice, and I've never noticed this with my other board chariots, one of the tusks on the board chariot's a little bit longer than the other one.
Yeah.
And one of the things with these boars is they actually had to recast these when they made them because this strap and the front of the tusk are one piece.
Right.
And I think they just didn't make them quite short enough to balance them out. But you can see they're just a little bit longer. Right. I'm just saying that the boars that have longer tusks on one side are specifically bred for pulling chariots.
Okay.
That is my justification.
Well, that's fair enough.
Now, Joe, if there's a Punisher one, then yes, you would spend my money. So anywho, that's where I'm at. So for today, this is just, I'm at the detail phase of getting the eyes painted and the spear handle, the spear weapons painted, and just kind of brightening up a little bit of the base. And I think I should be done. If it's not done during the show, it's going to be done early next week. But this will be the last time, other than a final photo, this model will be on the show.
Yeah, I'm at the same point with.
Let me give you full screen now. There you go.
I'm just going to go around and do the finish. I got a couple little areas to do some edge highlighting, and then I got to do the rivets, and then I can actually. Then the last one I need to do. I may not get it done today. Now that I actually look, I got to do the chain and wolf tails on the side of these two.
Those were the new bits you added recently.
Those are the bits that I added recently. Let me get this over here so you can see the Black Prime stuff. But these are just little hanging ornaments that I've got on the side. So I got to work on those two today. So hopefully I'll get, if I don't get it done on the show, I'll probably get this done at some point today, and get it all assembled to premiere the assembled model on Wednesday night show. And then I'm thinking about doing a little video on when I make his base. So
what do you mean?
Just doing a how-to video, because now you can share video as well as share screen.
Right.
So I'm thinking about doing a little 5-minute video about how I'm doing the making the ice base, and to show that on Wednesday's show.
Got it.
Yep.
Perfect. I love it. So because with you and David working on your website, part of your website is to start sharing videos.
So far, David's talked to me about the website, but I have been slacking on getting him the information that he is. I'm in a quandary on. I have tried to write my intro for my website about a dozen times, and the words just aren't coming to me. I can't figure out what I want to say and how I want to say it, which is just weird.
You want me to write it for you? I'm pretty good at intros.
Are you?
What about the intro for the show? Come on.
I'm seeing I'm gonna get even with Jeff for his 50-foot mustache and, and all the other things he does to me on the show on occasion. So
yeah, intros are important. Well, what kind of is this going to be a written intro?
Yeah, it's basically the text to go into here's what my website's about, blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's important because that's going to be hopefully the first thing people see.
I used to do stuff like that all the time, and for some reason, I just can't. I can't find the words. It's making me crazy.
Well, making you crazy, I think you're kind of already crazy.
Crazier than I normally am. How's that?
There you go. Now we're talking. There, proper.
So,
yeah. You just want it to be short, sweet, to the point, because most people just want to come to your website and look at pretty pictures and watch videos.
Yep.
You could just go into the typical award-winning painter.
Joe says there is a Punisher.
Yeah, I know.
You were ignoring it.
Kind of. I think I commented quickly that yes, I would probably pick that up. Because could you imagine that leading my orc army?
That would be so cool.
Be like, yeah. Little serial psycho killer orc dude running around.
That'd be awesome.
So I saved my old mat. I'm going to try to do the right thing. And my old mat's just kind of sitting, leaning up against the wall next to me.
Right.
I'm going to try to do the right thing. And when I'm doing like a gluing project or something, I want to switch out my mats.
Right.
Now, we all know good intentions are just that.
Mm-hmm.
Chances are I will forget and I'll end up just doing it anyways. But I am going to try to do the right thing.
I have been trying to get into the habit of when I airbrush covering my mat when I'm working here, and it has been I've been pretty good so far, but I'm sure I'll screw it up eventually.
Well, all we can do in life is try. So
Joe's just helped me out on my
intro
for the website.
My name is Jeff. This is stuff. Good
stuff. He says, "Me, Jeff. This my stuff. It good stuff."
Well, you remember, I'm doing that Lemmy scrapbook,
right?
Or altered book, or whatever it's really called. And one of Lemmy's most famous lines are, "We are Motorhead. We play rock and roll." And that is his whole line. And that would be kind of fitting for you.
Mm.
I am the old wolf. I paint stuff.
Yeah.
Consider it.
That's actually not a bad idea.
There is no try, only do or do not. Very true.
Very Yoda.
Very Yoda.
So are you all caught up on Loki?
I got episode 4 down, but that's as far as I got. I drink and I know things, yes. Because we just got it wrapped up into watching some other stuff, and well, you know how that goes.
I do know how that goes.
But I'll probably watch another episode tonight, and I'll be caught up by Wednesday's show. Just, there's just a lot of good things out right now, and plus Shark Week.
I still haven't got to Bad Blood yet. I want to get to that this week.
Yeah. But throwing Shark Week into the middle of it all it makes it kind of challenging, because
that does make it problematic.
It's just not me. Jeff, I'm grouchy. I paint stuff. Yes.
Yeah, and Jonathan says he's my friend.
I wouldn't go grouchy. I would go, I'm misunderstood, and I paint stuff.
I just guess I really wish I could just take you guys back in time and show you the hard ass I used to be, because I can turn it on if you'd like.
I think you're a saint and an angel.
Don't be, don't be like that.
Don't be Mike.
Don't be like that.
Again, everybody, just so you know, we do have I have a class coming up on 28th over at the IOG. Going to be a build and play Gaslands day. So class is going to be pretty simple. We're going to talk about building cars, the tools and equipment that I use, teach you how to use some of these tools and equipment. And then we're gonna build a car in class, and then after the class, we're gonna play a game of some Gaslands, do like a little race thing. So if you are interested, I'll be getting with Joe to get it up on the old Facer books, and it's going to be a limited class though, because we are going to be using a lot of, we're going to have tools and a lot of equipment and a lot of show and tell stuff, and it's not like I have a bunch of it, so I can only have so many people in the class. Don't want to cut a finger off and end up like me.
That would be bad.
That would be tragic. I'm enough for this world. I don't think we need other people trying to be like me.
Joe says they're going to put you on a card table in the alley.
Okay. How that would be fitting for Gaslands and me. It sounds like David's already a sign up. So yay, David. I know you were talking about, you don't know for sure yet if you're going to be there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I will be. Unless Darren absolutely has to be in Montana wants to be on the road for Montana that day.
Yeah, well, that could happen because he might have someone coming to the house or some other.
It's doing a lot of stuff up there. So
yeah, because August is probably, I'm assuming for people that deal with snow, is probably about the time you start getting ready for things.
Winter.
I wouldn't know. We don't really have winter here. We have hot, not so hot. All right, look at that. So I'm going to probably be doing a lot of the static grass plug things on this. The little pull-off pluggy things. But I think the base is too dark, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I think it's not, I have Avalanche Sunset on it, but I don't think that's enough. I think I need to go a little bit more. Oh, Mike, I'm super proud of myself. I feel like I'm grown up, kind of. What'd you do? Why do you feel like a grown up? Now it feels more like hot and more hot. Oh, boy. I typically run every day at work. Someone calls that day and at the store, they ask a random question, and all of a sudden I'm class on the fly. Yes, that's exactly how it should be. That's how I feel when I'm talking about Gaslands with people. It's like, I'm just like, all of a sudden, I'm just going nuts and trying to explain everything to them. Not everything, but just get them excited about it. It is a fun game. So how do I want to lighten this up? First of all, I think what I need to do is kind of do a side-by-side comparison. Yeah, I think I'm going to go over it with like a beige color to kind of bring out the color more.
Beige.
beige. However, with our store campaign around the corner for Sigmar 3.0, I'm actually going to announce a formal class next weekend teaching the highlights of 303. A formal class. Sweet. Are you just Jonathan, are you just going to go over like the changes that took place between with 3.0 and go from there, or what's your class going to be? Maybe I'll start with flat earth and then I'll add some white to it to tone it up a little bit. It feels weird being all organized and stuff. Yes, it is weird. I don't know. I am proud of myself. But yes, you need to be organized, buddy. And you do know how to be organized. And whoever said that the earth isn't flat was wrong, because Vallejo made a color called flat earth. Flat earth. Speaking of Vallejo, just so everybody knows, IOG has a full rack of Vallejo paints again.
The model color rack is there. Yay.
Yay. So Cody was gleefully, I mean cheerfully, loading the rack. I mean, he had a big old smile on his face. He was like, look at me, I'm filling the paint rack. And he was excited.
Yep.
Changes and nuances. Okay. Writing up a hot sheet of important key points that we'll be reviewing. Do my best to get as many people up to speed as I can. Good for you. That's awesome, John. I think that's a good class to get people up to speed. I know where I will be on Monday. Yes. Were you part of that process?
I was one of Darren and I were both looking high and low to find a way to fill that rack, but actually Darren located it before I did. I'm working on the other rack still.
What's the other rack? What do you mean?
The metal color rack, the weathering stuff, the rain effects. There's still a lot of stuff we have to get from Vallejo, so I'm trying to source out that other stuff.
Other stuff. Yeah, but Jody was filling it up. It's looking good. So if you, because again, some of us, not me in particular, fall in love with a brand of paint and like to use the particular brand. I do like certain Vallejo paints, but I am paint fluid. So I have no particular. I like to try a lot of different paints, and I try not to rely solely on one brand of paint. Are you paint fluid?
I have so many paints, it's not even funny.
So you're paint fluid.
Well, I am in my personal stuff, but for my commission stuff, I use pretty much the same brands.
Well, that would make sense for a commission painter. Consistency across your models and your paint style.
Believe it or not, a lot of people, if they have me painting a GW model, they want GW colors.
Yeah.
So
because it's like, I want it to look like, paint me like you paint your, what's that meme that floats around? The Titanic.
I'm doing it. Oh, wow.
Where she goes, paint me like your miniatures, and it's the Rose from the Titanic.
Yeah.
Jack paints her with googly eyes. Because people do like it's like paint it like the art, paint it, we kind of,
yep.
It works. Helps if I stay on camera. Paint me like your miniatures. Okay.
There you go.
Well, Jonathan, I'm excited that you are going to put together that class. Depending on what it is, I may be able to make it. I don't know. We will see. Great job. Looking for more info on Aegis. Finally fell into the GW trap after years of Underworld. Got the new build in Stormcast. Yes. I can just see now the CEO over at GW going, Yes, David has fallen into the trap.
David has succumbed.
Yes. He's petting he's got his evil cat. He's stroking his evil cat. I'd love to add that narrative to my life of what people do when I'm not around. The Pro Acryl Copper is actually a really good color there, Joe. I'm a big fan of the Pro Acryls, as you guys all know. But I still venture into other realms. Yes, this added so much more to this model, lightening up this base. Because now all the colors are popping up. And I kept the bores really dark. You know, there's some Averland Sunset highlights on them. Because, well, that's just the way it is in this world.
You have to have the Averland Sunset.
Hey, I'm telling you, we need to make a t-shirt.
Yes.
Pro tip, Averland Sunset. What would the t-shirt, what would we say on the t-shirt? Would it just be pro tip, Averland Sunset? Like, how would we such a shirt?
That's
understandable.
Model ain't done yet. You haven't highlighted with Averland Sunset.
There you go. Averland Sunset. I put that on all my highlighting.
Yeah.
We are money-making machines with the ideas. We just don't do it.
You're doing anything with them.
we sit here and we share all these great ideas with everybody, and it's like, yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I'm not going to do anything about that.
All right, look at that. Look at that. You can almost tell the difference just on the camera's not doing that much to it, but does that look round all of a sudden? My base?
Yeah.
I wonder if I got some weird setting on my camera making it look round.
Is it not supposed to be round?
No, it's oval.
That's weird. That is weird. That was weird. Put it back down. That's just weird.
Now, if I turn it to an angle,
it's the lines. It's got to be the lines on.
It's got to be yeah, I agree. It's got to be the lines messing with our heads.
That's just weird.
You do you. The rest of us will use Averland Sunset.
That's pretty good.
That is the trippiest visual thing I've ever encountered in my life. So let's zoom in. Now we're just gonna have fun with this. So do you guys all agree that looks round?
It looks round to me.
It looks round to me. Now watch. Boop.
It's not.
It's not. Wow, that's wicked.
That's messing with my. Check the other oblong base out there. See what that one does when you move it over there. See, that's not as bad. Not as bad.
Yeah. But this is truly more. I broke physics. But this base, if you look at it, look at the difference in the narrowness of it.
Yeah.
This one's a lot narrower. Oh, I'm just gonna leave that there now.
That's just weird.
That is weird. Welcome to our lives. All right. So let me see if I can really zoom in on this. So now you can see that base a lot better.
Yep.
So I think I'm good there because it really helps bring out the colors in the miniature.
Yes.
Look at that. And then I did the tusks. I gotta fix a little bit of stuff underneath that paw or that back leg. You can see that little white speck right there. That's super glue that dried, and it crystallized.
Right.
So I gotta touch that up and fix that. But that's pretty easy because that's just a dab of brown right there and it'll be done.
Yippee yippee.
So do you got big plans today?
Not really.
Really? Nothing exciting.
Nothing exciting going on.
I have a wonderful afternoon planned. After the show, Andy and I are going to go to the grocery store and pick up our groceries.
Yay.
Sounds like a very adult thing to do.
Yeah.
Funny thing, the squares on your mat actually not squares. They look rectangular. Let's look at that.
They look square to me.
Well, I think it might be like some of the colors are weird. Like this line right here is a little bit faded. So depending on what he's looking at as far as
True.
on his TV or his phone.
Yeah.
But if I zoom in, look, now you can see the squares. And they don't look square though. They look a little off.
They do look a little tall.
Yeah. So that could be playing with it as well. We are fixing physics today, folks.
We are. I didn't know it was broken, but I'm glad we discovered that.
Yeah, well, it's the
Somebody call Neil deGrasse Tyson. Let him know that we fixed physics. Or we broke it. One of the two.
we did something. Something is wrong in the world, and we are fixing it. That's what I'm. Yeah. So, but they are square. So here's the thing, though. Before the show, my camera was doing some weird things, and I pressed a bunch of buttons. I probably pressed a button that screwed everything up. So
yeah, we missed the day on button pressing where they taught us that when you press buttons, it has certain effects.
yeah,
we just push buttons.
Robert's joined us. Hey, Robert, how you doing, buddy?
Robert,
we're just talking physics here. Does your camera have fisheye lens? No, my camera doesn't have. Well, I'm sure it does, but I don't think that's what we're seeing here, because you would think everything would be a little bit more fisheyed if I had a setting. I think it is some sort of lighting feature I probably pressed on my camera. So now we'll just have to get used to it, because I'm not going to press any more buttons again.
We'll just have to accept it.
We have to accept it. So on a positive note, went to the dentist on Thursday, supposedly needing a crown.
Yeah.
And the dentist is like, I don't think you need a crown. I'm like, other dentists said I needed a crown. You're saying I don't need a crown. I am not going to argue. I don't want a crown. I hate crowns. But my curiosity is like, well, why did your other dentist say I need a crown? You're saying I don't need a crown. What's going on here?
What's the deal here?
Yeah, but he was like, no, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to keep our eyes on that tooth, because he doesn't want to cut out any more tissue. And just so I grind my teeth really bad.
Right.
So that's why I cracked all 3 of my molars on one side of my mouth.
Yay. Fun.
So, yeah, not really, because 2 of them are already crowns. That's what stress does to you, unfortunately.
Mine just went to my aneurysm that burst and exploded my chest.
I'll take the grinding teeth any day, buddy.
Absolutely. I highly recommend.
So I was feeling pretty good. So then I'm like, well, let me go do my emissions now. Let's see if I'm going to have a really great day on Thursday.
Oh, boy.
And I sailed through emissions.
Yay.
So
did they get upset with you having all your sails furled and going through? And was there a wind issue? I mean,
no, everything was good.
Oh, good.
But for us in Arizona, I don't know what happened here. A year or so ago, DPS somehow convinced the government that it would be a smart thing to do and add a $35 fee to our emissions tags.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because is your bike still registered out here?
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that when you re-registered at one point?
No.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Yeah. At one point, they added a $35 fee to our emissions tags, and I think I only paid it 1 year. Unfortunately, I paid it on 2 vehicles. And this year, I did not have that fee. So I wonder if they wised up and go, yeah, that's illegal. We can't do that.
Yeah.
Or if people protested enough and said that's wrong and they stopped doing it. I don't know what happened, but I didn't have to pay that fee. So
That is weird.
yeah, so registering my truck only cost $35, which it's a 2006 Hummer.
Right.
Again, I still don't understand the system that we have in place for registering vehicles. You would think newer vehicles would have lower emissions tags than older vehicles because older vehicles have a higher percentage chance of admitting more emissions than newer vehicles. However, on a new vehicle, you got to pay ridiculous prices for emissions tag because somehow it's based on the value of the vehicle, which makes absolutely no sense.
Well, it makes sense if you're looking at you want to put money in your pocket.
Yes.
And the other thing is I know a lot of that has to do with the fact that the percentage of older vehicles on the road versus new, there are a lot more older vehicles on the road. So they probably realize that would have a adverse effect.
If it could.
I don't know.
If you look at the purpose of it all, the purpose for emissions or tags is, it's based on, it's for roads. It's to maintain roads, and older vehicles, again, cause more problems on the roads than newer vehicles.
Other than the fact they don't use it for roads, they use it for, it always gets reappropriated things. Because there's a couple potholes I've hit in Arizona that let me know that they're not using it for roads.
Yeah, I don't get it's one of those things, and it's always puzzled me.
I will sit and discuss the nuances of why game companies do what they do, but I shy away from trying to figure out what the government does.
Yeah.
So
Joe said I was scammed. Yes, I was scammed by the government because it was done through the government. Yeah, it's like gas taxes and everything. Yeah, I know. It's just, I don't want to get on a rant about tax. But if you're in Arizona, like, I did not notice that tax again on my tags. So, and it could have been a vehicle, like, because my vehicle's older, they're not charging it on the older vehicles and maybe newer. I don't know.
Well, there is a line on emissions and older vehicles where they kind of become exempt. There's just a number of things.
Yeah. So we'll see. The more efficient cars, the less revenue from gas taxes. Yes, that is true. And they need to generate that gas tax, which makes you wonder why they're pushing electric cars. But anyways, we digress because that's what I do best. What color should I do the ropes on these harnesses that are keeping them together?
To be honest, I always use Averland Sunset as a base.
Uh-huh.
And then I usually wash them with like an Agrax or a brown ink to get to bring out the striations. And then I go back with Averland Sunset, and then I hit them with like something like cow light ochre, something like that, like an ochre color.
All right, I'm on it.
That's my normal process.
Jonathan thinks I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it.
I knew that was coming.
I'm very chatty this morning. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I have not been chatty, so.
So I got to figure out what I'm going to paint next.
We talked about what I was going to do after I'm done with the Dreadnought here.
Did we?
Yeah, we got a Hellboy, remember?
Oh yeah, Hellboy.
I got to get my Hellboy finished. It was a birthday present from my my daughter and son-in-law, so I'm really, really loving it, and I just need to get it done.
It's a big model too.
Yeah.
Or bust, or however you want to classify it.
I like switching things up, and I've been working on 25 so much I want to change over to something a little larger. Just
Maybe I talked about the giant because giants are relevant in pretty much any fantasy game. I know giants are big in the realm of Age of Sigmar. What are they? The brothers of something or the
yeah.
So, and a long time ago, there was a lot of these companies started popping up with 3D printing and providing models. There were these old techniques called casting models instead of printing them. And back in the day when I was big into fantasy, there was a company out of Canada that was producing a lot of really cool alternative models, and I bought one of their giants. Did I show it on the show?
I don't know if you did or not.
I'll break it out. Let me finish these detail lines. And it was just a gorgeous, because at the time I did not like the giants that were available at GW, and I think this might have been prior to the existing GW giant, not the new ones, but the old ones. Like,
right.
I think when I was playing fantasy back, you still had like the old metal gangly looking giants,
right?
So that's why I picked one of these up. And then I think right after I picked it up is about the same time they started releasing their big giant, their new big giant.
I have to bail on you for a second. I will be right back.
Okay.
As soon as I find my mouse here.
Uh-oh.
I will be back. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Anyways, so maybe I'll start working on the giant because I think that would be a lot of fun. Right now, it's just focusing on the lines. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's my fries order. Sorry, guys. Fries wants me to probably change my items. How many of you guys do the Sons of Behemoth? Yes, that's it. Sons. I should have known you would know, Jonathan. It kind of goes par for the course with you knowing. So how many of you guys do I do the online shopping. Ordering items is unavailable. We have an item to switch it with. So I got to check. Simple. Really? Choose from cheesecake, frozen yogurt, for 4 counts. Out of stock. You might like. Yes, I would like those. And then I'm good to go. Yeah, those are awesome models. Oh boy, all kinds of substitutes took place today. Hopefully I did the right thing. We haven't been to a grocery store since February 2020. So you do the online ordering too, Jonathan? The only thing I will not do with the online ordering is my fruits and my meats. Even now, the convenience of not wasting 3 hours at the grocery stores. Where yes, we don't pay an extra fee for it because we always meet the threshold of the cost. I guess I think you have to spend over a certain dollar amount, and you get they don't charge you for it. So yeah, love it. Very convenient, but I won't let them pick my steaks. I won't let them pick my fruits and vegetables. So I'll literally go into the grocery store. I'll pick up my fruits and my vegetables, go pay for those, and then just turn around and go into the line to pick up my groceries. It still saves me a boatload of time, and it's worth it. So, all right. So we started here with the thread. It's almost I look at this as like baseball glove material. So I've got that reddish brown color, and then as Jeff mentioned, base coat of Averland Sunset. I'll let that dry. Now I'm going to go in and get the wrapping around this spearhead in a brown, but I want to pull out my giant. It sounds like Jeff's back with us.
I am back.
Unfortunately, I can't pull out my Giant. I put that box away when I clean my room. So next week or Thursday on Wednesday, I'll probably break out the Giant. Everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. I got a phone call.
Oh,
it was nature, and I had to answer it.
Oh, dude, it's all good.
And then somehow I got gold paint on my brand new shirt, so I'm going to be spending after the show cleaning gold out of my new shirt.
That is the worst. It's okay. We were just having an enlightening conversation about online shopping or grocery shopping.
I heard that.
Apparently, the grocery store had changed a bunch of my items.
They changed a bunch of your what?
Items. Like they didn't have certain things in stock.
Oh, if you just pick up your groceries, you don't actually go shop, you just pick them up?
Yeah. Well, except for my fruits and vegetables.
Okay.
Steaks, obviously. Steaks have to. We actually prefer going to Walmart for our steaks.
They're not bad steaks.
I love them. Like they're rib. I only eat ribeyes, so
right.
They have great ribeyes. Plus, they also sell the tomahawks.
Right.
And every once in a while, I cook a tomahawk.
I prefer T-bones.
Yeah, see, that's what's cool about meat. Everybody has their preference.
T-bones and porterhouse.
Ooh, yeah.
Porterhouse, just a bigger T-bone.
Bigger, better T-bone. Now if I can get a contract to run my good luck with that, Jonathan. You let me know how that works out for you, buddy. All right. I'm loving how this model's turning out.
It's looking really good, buddy.
I think I need to do the black base rim, but so what I'll end up doing is I will use a big piece of sheet magnet. So this stuff has a sticky side and a sheet magnet, and I'll put this on the sheet magnet. So first of all, it will thicken the base up just a little bit.
Right.
And that way when I put it in my box, because I'll magnetize all my bases and I'll put them in a box and with a piece of sheet metal.
Yep.
And they won't shift around because I'm cheap.
Do you remember the old Gale Force 9 magnetic bases sets you could get?
Yep, have a bunch of them.
Yeah, I did too. I sold 3 of them on eBay, and I ended up getting like between $60 and $75 each.
Really?
They weren't available anymore.
Well, I can see why. They would sell for that much. That would be.
I just threw them up on a whim to see what would happen. Like, oh my god, the auction went crazy.
Yeah, I got some of the old chariot bases, horse bases, oval bases. There's got a bunch of them. Were yours still in the package type?
They were unopened.
Okay, well that would add to it a little bit.
Yeah, they were all sealed.
Mine are all opened and. Joe, it's not that I consider a sirloin inferior. It's just not my preference, buddy. Hey, dead stuff's dead stuff. I'll eat it. Oh boy, there's some dogs barking.
Yeah, there's dogs going crazy.
Dogs Gone Crazy. Live on What's New with Mike and Jeff. Did I? Oh, no. Me, when I start. Oh. You considered a sirloin inferior. Got it. Here's the finish of the bug, by the way. What do you think?
Oh. Yikes.
I'm calling it porcupine.
Yeah, absolutely. That's cool.
Now, this is a Mikeism. I am way too... I won't survive in a post-apocalyptic world because everything still needs to be uniformed and in shape and in line and needs to line up. And that's really not how post-apocalyptic world works. And so I will suffer in the post-apocalyptic world. Bug the Hedgehog. Yes, maybe that's what I'll call him.
You like symmetry.
Yes. I got into an argument once with a lady. Unfortunately, I didn't know I was siding with her husband. She was like we were at her front yard. I was picking up an animal or something like that, and the bushes were kind of just out of control. I was like, oh, looks like someone needs to do some yard work, because I thought that's what they were doing in the front yard.
Right.
He goes, no, this is the natural look. I go, no, bushes aren't supposed to look natural. They're supposed to be square and round. And the husband was like, yeah, that's what I keep saying. And I got in trouble. I started a little family fight.
Yep.
So my next step with this car, I should really keep my mouth shut at work. I open it up too much. So you see how the headlights are popped out?
Yep.
Okay. There's a rule in Gaslands called exploding ram. So This is my ram. I'm going to make it an exploding ram. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 wires poking out of the front headlights with just a little black, piece of plastic square at the end of them. Kind of like Fury Road had those things sticking out of cars, and they would throw them and they'd blow up.
Right.
Kind of like that, sticking out the front. So that's going to be my exploding ram. I'll have those 2 things sticking out to be my exploding ram.
Well, that sounds big. That sounds pretty cool.
I think it sounds awesome. And then outside of that, I'm going to go extra armor and extra crew. And this is going to just be dudes sticking their hands out the windows with guns. I'm not going to have anything mounted, like no explosion type stuff mounted on this.
Awesome.
I might also do a rear ram. Just simply because I do have all the spikes in the back. So
there you go.
But yeah, that's it. That's going to be so. The next one to start working on will be the Baja. So I'm going to spike this all up myself. I'm thinking I might cut the top out and mount a gun on this one. So I'll cut the little sunroof out,
right,
and mount a dude with a minigun or a machine gun or something. But I'm going to put all kinds of spikes and stuff on that. And then I want to do something different with this engine. This is cool and everything, but it's got no detail. It's pretty boring. So I may do something.
Have a good weekend, buddy.
Oh, catch you later, David. So I may do something different with that. And then the third car is going to be this bad boy.
Ooh, nice.
So what's this car called? It's called Roll Cage. It's an older casting.
Right.
I found a few of these used, and I think they're perfect for Gaslands. Not going to do a lot of spikes on this one,
right?
Because I don't really think it will look cool with a bunch of spiky bits on it,
right?
But they did, they did have buggies, so this will just be a buggy. I might put a few here along the sides, and that's about it. But I don't think I'm going to go crazy. And yeah, then this is going to have gun mounted on it and stuff like that. So
cool.
Those are mine. And then I got my land speeder with tracks.
Nice.
So this is, I can't really see it because it's all black, but that's something I'm working on. And then somebody asked me to build them a Gotta Go. So this is the toilet truck. I used the cab of this truck for other builds, but he wanted a really odd vehicle. So I said, this is about the oddest thing I can get you. Changing up the wheels. I'm going to put some guns in it and just give it to him. Because that's what I do.
It looks cool.
Yeah. Oh, my ideas for exploding rams was very different. Bah, bah, boom. I'm sure there's something you're trying to share with that statement, Joe. So
painting rivets.
Are you a rivet counter?
On big models, yes.
Are you counting them or just painting them?
I'm just painting them.
Yes.
I think if I ever actually counted them, I'd stop painting them.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Hey, are we going to do a Thanksgiving this year? Do you know? Do you think?
I thought we would.
Okay, because I've got an idea for my Thanksgiving. I'm still going to do October.
Yeah.
And I want to finish my Stompa.
Stompa.
I guess they came down in points. like 150. Still not worth it.
I think he was making a joke about sheep
Ah.
on exploding RAM.
Oh, now I get it. I get it. Now that would be epic. Put a ram's head on it. If I could find like a little Dodge Ram head, that would be awesome.
That would be cool.
I can ruin someone's day because they're Dodge fans. Who's a Dodge fan? Who would be a Dodge fan in this?
I'm a Dodge fan.
I know. All right. So I think from here, I'm going to get my little tufts out and just put a few tufts on. I don't know if I'm going to do any kind of grass, but I think a nice grassy patch on the side here and maybe up in the corner here should be sufficient.
It can break up it just breaks up the base a bit.
Yep. Kind of make it, and it'll also kind of make it look like it's on a road. If I do stuff on the sides, more solid on the sides, it'll kind of make it look a little bit like a road and not having to add a lot of material to it.
Road or a trail, something.
Yeah. So I think that's what I'll end up doing. And the ones I'm using. It doesn't want to escape. Cut out. It didn't want to come out.
Didn't want to escape?
It didn't want to escape. That's what brute force does. So I got the yellow flower types, and then I got these kind of spring green ones.
Right.
And what I'll do is I'll do them side by side, kind of like I did on that picture I posted this morning on Discord. So that's what we'll do. And now, I still super glue these? Do you?
I do.
Yeah.
Because without it, they eventually come off.
Yeah, well, and I don't know what kind of glue these are done with, but
very similar to that sticky rubbery glue they used to like when you have a pack of hot dogs, they use that kind of silicone rubbery glue to hold the two packs together.
Yeah, that's not good. So what I'll do is I'll kind of break this up with like one of the the yellow ones, and then I'll come in and stick a green one in there as well. And it's just to add some different colors to the overall model.
Yep.
And like Jeff said, I'm just trying to break up all the brown. Like I just have a lot of brown on this model.
Yeah, there's a lot of brown on that model. So having that little bit of green, that little bit of foliage, this kind of breaks it up a bit.
And this will also tie it into my other models that have the same foliage, even though the bases may not match perfectly.
Right.
As far as color goes, it will add a lot to the overall consistency of the model with the Army.
Oh yeah, by the way, next week I should have, on Wednesday's show, I should have a little bit of different lighting situation here.
Really?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Did you get new lights? Or are you making changes to your existing stuff?
I'm adding some stuff to my existing light work here.
Okay.
So we'll see how it goes.
I'm excited. I'm always excited. I'm an excitable person. Have you noticed that?
I have noticed it. Ta-da!
Ta-da. A little too liney for me.
Well, this should be ready to assemble by end of today, and then do the base and hopefully do a little video for it.
That'd be cool.
And then yeah, I've been wanting to try out that share video feature on StreamYard.
Didn't we play around with it a little bit, or was
I
that
don't
just?
think we have actually. We might have. If we have, I don't remember.
It might have just been one of the. I thought we did when we did one of the contest, when we had the results for the contest.
No, I just did that as a normal, as I would any other video that we just click on and it goes.
Okay.
But I think share video, you and I are actually still, we can still talk. They doesn't shut our mics off.
Oh yeah, we did it like an intro video.
Yeah, so when you share a screen, you and I are over in the smaller windows on the side, and we can still talk during it. So
Got it. Yeah, that'll be cool.
So,
What's wrong?
oh, I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do next.
So much. It's these final. Now I'm at the stage of, is the model ready to be abandoned? Does that make sense?
It does.
Because I will not finish this model. I will simply abandon the project.
Most models are simply abandoned.
Yes. So the yellow is just adding a little bit of color to brighten up the model. And I'm just doing little patches on the side. I don't want to get too carried away. I like how this one turned out more than this one.
Right.
But I can probably salvage this one still if I extend out the green a little bit more, or the yellow a little bit more, so it doesn't look so lined.
Right. The subtle art of tuft placement.
Yeah, it is an art, dude. All of this is an art. Color placement, color theory. Oh my gosh!
I have to watch that when I'm working on like a squad of Marines for someone.
Yeah.
I'm training the bases. I have found that I fall into a habit of 2 tufts behind, 1 in front. 2 tufts behind, 1 in front. And then I gotta go, no, wait, I gotta stop that. I gotta quit making it look so formulaic. So
kind of like adding spikes to a car, and you're like lining them up.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, it's just when I'm working on painting a squad of guys, by that time I just want to get them off my table.
Right.
So I get kind of machine-like, and like, no, wait, I got to put one here. I got to make sure I still put a little variety in how the bases look. So
that helped break it up. I may take some time away from the model and come back to it and see about maybe adding some more tufts to it.
Yep.
Maybe do like a green spot up here. I don't want to do the loose static grass.
Right.
I want to stick with the tufts because in my mind, this is a war-torn world where a lot of the ground is destroyed, but still little patches of vegetation still pop up every once in a while. So
yes.
It's just a thought concept. So
woo.
I think I'm done, dude.
Yeah, like, I'm pretty much wrapped up.
Let me
with this. I got a gold spot. I got gold paint on my new shirt, so I'm kind of obsessing about that.
No, totally get it. Let me take full screen. So here's where I'm at, you guys, with my nice round base. Look, it's even round when it's got to be my camera setting. Look at that.
That is just, turn it the other way. That's just weird. How did you do that with paint?
It's got to be my camera setting.
That's just so trippy.
I'm going to have to go back through and look at my camera settings and see what button I press because it's got to be that. But anyway, so here's the model. Again, lighting's not always my friend, but the bores are a lot darker so that they contrast with all the brown. That's why I went with a reddish brown for all the leather.
Right.
And then I just did a nice wood tone for all this. But this is my orc chariot with 2 boys on it for Warlords of Erewhon or 9th edition, 9th age fantasy, but old school orcs.
Awesome. Looks great.
Old school orcs. All right.
Looks really good.
Did you want to show off your stuff?
I just did some edge highlighting and some rivets. So, I mean, there's not a whole lot there. I did the chain work, got the basic of the chain work done here. So I got to do some shading and add a little highlight and then work on the actual tails. So this is pretty much ready to weather up a little bit more, some smoke on the barrels.
Sure.
And then start putting it together.
All right.
Now the lighting is, see how I got that shadow?
Yes.
Because my lighting is coming from one direction. So what I'm going to be doing is adding another light source from the other side to eliminate that shadow that I get in how my lighting is. So
that should actually help out a lot.
I think so. So we'll see how that goes.
Especially when you're doing your instructional videos.
Yes.
I'm going to switch cameras.
I'm going to attempt to without putting my elbow in paint.
All right. Well, I have a fun-filled day ahead of me of grocery shopping hanging out with my wife and just doing fun stuff like that. I think we're crafting today.
Oh, right.
Today is paper craft day. So
Sweet.
we're going to be working on some, and I got some RPG stuff I'm going to be working. I want to roll up some characters for a game system and stuff and mess around with some stuff. So,
Well, I've got some unexpected laundry to do.
dude, you just got to soak that in water, and luckily it's an acrylic paint. So
One of the things I've discovered, those Tide stain pens,
oh yeah.
they work really well on paint. So I'm just going to
Okay.
say,
I'm assuming you have one of those.
I do.
All right.
I do.
Well, then I won't keep you too long because I know if that paint sets, you're going to have a hell of a time.
Yes.
So, all right, Wednesday night, we're back with the Wolf's Den.
That's it. Yep.
And I will be starting a new project Wednesday night, and that will be my giant. Sorry I couldn't take that out. I used to have all my fantasy stuff on my bits box under my table, but I put it away because my foot kept hitting it.
There you go.
So I'm going to break out. I think I'll do my giant. I think that's because I got to epoxy it together and do all kinds of cool stuff. So
That'll be awesome. That'll be great.
and you're going to start your bust.
I'm gonna finish this Wednesday night. I'm gonna have the finished one here, and then I'm gonna continue work on my large Hellboy bust. So
Sweet. I may be I have to get mine glued together and probably primed and airbrushed because it's a lot of flesh tones. So I'm gonna do like a white base, and then I'm gonna go in and do red underneath all the chest pieces and muscles and stuff like that.
right.
And then I'll start airbrushing some flesh tone over it. So I may or may not have it ready for Wednesday night show. A lot of airbrushing work ahead of time, but I want to play with my airbrush. So
We will see.
we will see. All right, everybody. Well, thank you all very much for joining us and hanging out with us.
Absolutely.
Jeff's got laundry to do.
I have laundry to do. I got to stand in my new shirt. My new shirt.
So
Plus, I've got like I said, my new lighting should arrive today, so I'm working on that too. So.
we will see you all Wednesday night. Y'all have a great weekend and take care. Bye.
See you guys.